I've been catching up on the Surviving R. Kelly series on Lifetime Network, and my thoughts are really all over the place. There's so many points that I want to hit on. For instance, this idea that these sexual predators, for some reason, know exactly what to do to manipulate women. To the fact that R. Kelly was charged with child pornography and not statutory rape or any kind of coercion. And I mean, when you listen to the descriptions of the survivors, it was a form of sex trafficking. So yeah, my thoughts are all over the place. But just to start, if R. Kelly was charged with some form of statutory rape or some form of sexual assault or coercion or having lewd acts with a minor, any of these things, his bail would have been much higher, which then he would not have been able to continue to make music and continue to build a fan base based on his music, because like many people said in the show, his talent is undeniable. But isn't it interesting that these very sick, twisted, distorted men also have a fondness for music? It's like that fine line between genius and insanity. And then when you think about the power of music and how it can be used to sway the thinking of youth. So it's like, for some reason, somehow these people, they find a way to achieve their agenda, ultimately, to fulfill their agenda and their twisted desires. And half the time I'm thinking, is there a class for this somewhere? Is there like a memo sent out? All potential pedophiles and abusers and you know, this is what you do. This is exactly what you do. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a survivor, because my father, yes, my dad, Mr. Aswad Ayinde, who was not only a music video director and a budding filmmaker, but he also was a singer and songwriter. And I have to say, I can admit that he produced some amazing music that was never published and never heard, but it was through his music that he got a following. It was through his music that women of all ages would just flock around him. And yes, just like R. Kelly did with Aaliyah and some of the other young women that came across his path, my father used the promise of making them a star in order to manipulate them, both sexually and physically. Because as soon as he got used to them, guess what? That's when he started punching them in the face. That's when he started keeping them confined and limiting their interaction with their families. So it's just uncanny to me how these two people that never met, there was 6 degrees of separation because my father knew some people that R. Kelly knew and worked with, but they never met, not that I know of. They was never able to exchange ideas between each other. So how is it that it's innate? Are these people demons incarnate that just know how to manipulate women and use sex? And another thing, it's almost as if these men, their attraction to young people, their attraction to children and young girls is really about taking the energy, that innocent energy that they have, that rich, strong, happy essence of the young woman and the black woman, essentially, and feeding their own energy with it. Right? Did R. Kelly need to have sex with all these young girls because he was absorbing energy from them, and in turn that would fuel his creativity? That's a thought. That's just another way to look at it. So, yeah. This rant, there's more to come. Trust me, there's more to come. I'm only on I watched episode 3 and 4, so I watched them out of order. I got halfway through episode 1, and the similarities between what me and my family experienced with my father it gave me chills. I had to take a break because I'm like, these two people did not even know each other. So keep watching it, guys. Keep talking about it, because the only way that we can make a change, only way we can change the minds of the people, is to keep talking about it and to get together to find solutions. And this idea, especially in the black community, you know, he was a black man, or he is a black man. R. Kelly is a black man. And just like Clarence Thomas did with Anita Hill, he used this race thing. There is this need to want to defend and protect the black man, but then you're totally ignoring the fact that their victims is a black woman. Totally ignoring the fact that the victim is the black woman. So how about first defending and protecting the survivor and the woman before you even start going to defense of the black man? Evil is evil. It don't matter what skin it has on. It could be white, black, purple, green, doesn't matter. A monster is still a monster, and R. Kelly is one of those. Never liked him. I didn't even really care for his music, but you know, he had some bumpers, but that's about it. Look what he did with the power that he had.